56 years after independence, restructuring is the topic that is dominating the political national discourse. Along with anti-corruption, whistleblowing, and seemingly orphaned loots, restructuring is generating a lot of interest and passion. To be clear, this is not a new phenomenon, but the clamor for the restructuring of the country has gained momentum in recent times, following the drastic reduction in the nation's earnings. The Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary defines a federation as a country consisting of a group of individual states that have control over their own affairs but are controlled by a central government for national decisions. Federalism is a form of government in which there is division of powers between two levels of government of equal status. Nigeria is a federation, but critics say that is only on paper. They say that in the prevailing arrangement, the federal government in Abuja relates to the states and local councils as impoverished appendages doling out favors. This is in contradiction to the timeless tenet of a federal system in which the center and states exist as co-equals and coordinates. They therefore recommend restructuring. A layman's definition of restructuring is bringing about a drastic or fundamental internal change that alters the relationship between different components or elements of an organization or system. The proponents of restructuring say it is the only thing that can keep Nigeria together, as the status quo is not sustainable. One of the advocates of restructuring is Chief Ayo Adebanjo, chairman of the defunct Action Congress, a frontline member of the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, and one of the elder statesmen at the 2014 National Conference. He joins us on View from the Top today, and I want to thank him very much. Thank you, sir, for joining us on View from the Top.
Thank you.
And I thank you for tuning in. My name is Modele Sharafa Yusuf. I'd like to know a little more about my guest before we settle down to our conversation. Chief Ayo Adebanjo was born on April 10, 1928. He attended CMS Grammar School and Council of Legal Education in London, where he earned a degree in law. He was called to the bar in 1961 at Lincoln's Inn. Chief Adebanjo started his career as a clerk, then a journalist, and later became an organizing secretary with the Action Group, then led by Chief Obafemi Awolowo. He also worked as a lawyer in the chambers of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, among others, before setting up on his own. He was also chairman of the Alliance for Democracy and a founding member of the Social Democratic Party. I've heard you say that the political structure of Nigeria is wrong, that the economic structure is wrong. Can you explain that further?
The political structure is wrong. The economic structure is wrong. People must understand why we are saying we are restructuring. We are restructuring because the constitution we have now is not the constitution we have at independence, as agreed to by Sardauna, Awolowo, and Azikiwe, and as handed over to us at independence. That is when we had real federal constitution. And we had peace. I shouldn't go back into that. But after the coup of 1966, the army destructured Nigeria. That is when they gave us this constitution by Absalom. That is why the late Rose Williams said, this, our document you refer to as constitution, is a fraudulent document.
The 1999 Constitution.
Yes. Because you see, we the people, the Federal Republic, we didn't make that constitution. Federal, we are not federal. We are only federal in name, unitary in action. After the coup of 1966, the army gave us all sorts of constitution on and on. And at the time they now want to return us to civilian rule, that was when NADECO said no. If you are going to give us a civilian rule, we must go back to basics. Go give us the constitution we had at independence. The structure we have now must be restructured. The structure we have now is military structure. We must restructure it to keep in line with federal constitution. That is what it means.
So the structure of the country is responsible for our political and social problems. That's what you're saying.
Of course, because it is a problem because all the complaints we are having now, be it Boko Haram, be it Avengers, be it my friend Federal Civil Structuring, it is because the constitution as we have right now is most unfavorable to the South. By the time the army made the constitution, they made it in a way that is more favorable to them. For instance, the creation of local government under this constitution is not based on any principle. The generals at that time, every general wanted the local government in his village. That's why you have so many local government in the north. I give you an example. Lagos and Kano have almost identical population at that time. But the military, in their own discretion now, created another state, Jigawa out of Kano, and created local government to about 74 or 70 something. Lagos still has 20 local government. That is not the cheat. The banter there is they now say our revenue will now be based on the number of local government that we have. You can see the fraud